Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie Ruth Designs. Well, I've got my little tiny book out, my small book, my little book, and I thought we would have another go around in this. I don't have a lot left, and it's been a while since I've worked on it. You can see I'm just kind of flipping it through. I would like to finish this. It's been a fun project and everyone has really enjoyed it. So if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you stick around if you're interested in something like this and how to collage small pages. I want to welcome everyone back that are my loyal subscribers and supporters. I appreciate you greatly. I think this is the last one that I did video where I used these little images out of a children's book. So today, what I thought we would do is I want to do something with these white envelopes, okay? Whether it be collage on them, cover them up. So really, all I have left are these. I have this page here, which I have pulled some items for. There's my little trainee boy, and he's sweet. And we did these. These were in the last video as well. This red page, I really don't have a lot. It's mostly the white spots. I think this is a pretty page. I used some stickers. I'm going to be using some of these black stickers again. I just think these are really pretty. And that's the whole purpose. I think I was at the ocean. That's the whole purpose of this book, is to use little pieces that you have hanging around and you wouldn't use in a junk journal or a scrapbook page. See, I don't have a lot left, which is wonderful. It means we've been working right straight away in this book. And it's just a fun way to sit down if you don't want to work on a large project, or you just want to play. You might want to watch some TV while you're doing this and catch up. I don't know why that's in there. Catch up on a series you're watching on TV. If you love your soap operas, you can catch up on your soap operas. This is just a fun project. So what I pulled for this, I have my stamp books. I have 3 stamp books that I usually use. I have a box top full of miscellaneous digital things I've printed out, cut out to use, such as items like this. So I'm going to put that there. I also I had this bag on my desk, and I think these are just miscellaneous pieces again that I really don't know what to do with. Don't know if I would use them in my scrapbooks. I'm not making junk journals or journals, any type of journals anymore. So I do like these little books. So I will just be working them then, doing mini collages. So I've got some things in here. Nothing that really floats my boat or toots my horn. But I took them out. I have these images here that I've always really liked. These women. I purchased these from a gal, and then I made some of my own. So I may add these sweet gals, 1 or 2 of those in here. So I have those. Then I have these little tiny stickers, variety butterflies, and you can get any of these on, if you go online, anybody that sells stickers. But aren't they pretty? So I thought maybe I would do something with those today. So I have the butterflies. And I have retro character book. What's that say? Looks like it says Scrubs, but it doesn't. Retro character book Oh, series maybe? I don't know. Fashion Ladies. And these are tiny. I thought they were going to be bigger, but these tiny gals, look how small they are. They are perfect for these pages. Look, aren't they adorable? So I may do a series of retro gals. These I like to use when I'm scrapbooking my mom's book, because I just think there's two of those. I just think these are super, super duper. Isn't that cute? Look at that one. This one is having a baby. Look at her sitting in all her glory. So I have these gals. Some are Victorian. I wouldn't use the Victorian ones. I'm not a Victorian person. Okay, so I have those. And then I have, these have been sitting on my desk. Scrap 6x6 Prima paper pads. And I thought maybe, just maybe, I could use some of these in the background. We will see. This one has butterflies and a bird cage, you know, something like that. I want to cover up the white and then do something there. So I have these. Then I have this pad here, which again, this is a Save the Day, Teresa Collins. This is double-sided, but these papers are pretty. So maybe something like a Swiss dot. Or a little something just to cover up the white. We'll see. Then I have these stickers here, Memories of Polaroid. And these have little Polaroid, I call them Polaroid squares. And then we have, see, these are the Polaroids. And I could do something like this. Sorry about the glare. And then I could always add my gal here. Something like that. Because these are really pretty. I love these stickers. And if I don't use them in my date book, I find that I don't use them. But isn't that cute? So I may use one of these because I really like these. And I think these are really sweet images. So we will go down that road. So I do have plenty here that I want to use. And again, these little books are for you to put images in that kind of get lost. They're behind the scenes and you don't get to look at a lot, you know, a lot of the time. So the first one I'm going to do, we're going to go back over here. It is it's not the white. Oh, right here. I want to do this page here. And I did pull, because I've been watching a lot of faith-based history channels on YouTube lately. I found a really good one. Can't remember the name of it. But it was all about Moses and Moses parting the Red Sea, which they've interpreted now to be the reed seed, R-E-E-D, because they said when, during Exodus, during the crossing, it wasn't the Red Sea. It was many, many reeds. You know, the tall reeds that grow. Was called the Reed Sea. So I've been watching a lot of that, and there's a whole series about Moses and Moses' staff, and very interesting. So I just got thinking I'd like to do something, a little faith-based page. And I found this, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. So I'm going to cut this out here like so. And I might be able to cut these. Not sure what I'm going to do, but I did, like I said, I did find this and I wanted to use this. So just and it's probably a good day to do it. Putting things in perspective, today is Sunday. And my daughter-in-law and her husband, they took back off. They're headed back to Florida. And we had a great time with them. Last night, Saturday night, we went out, built a big fire in the outdoor fireplace, and we did s'mores, and we had the music going, playing, and it was just a lot of fun. Nice. My granddaughter wasn't here. She was with friends in the next town down. So she kind of missed out on that, but that's okay. I'm sure she was having a ball with her girlfriends. All right. So I have that. So it's very quiet around here today, with everyone gone. Actually feels kind of strange. So I have that there. And I think I might, just for the heck of it, I think I'm just going to cut this out. And we've had some absolutely beautiful, beautiful summer days. I mean, you know, we couldn't have asked for better weather. The last couple days, although yesterday we had to turn the air conditioning back on because it was 76 in the house. And I know it was even warmer than that upstairs. And we wouldn't have slept well. So at midnight, I mean, we didn't get to bed the last couple nights. We haven't gotten to bed until 11:30 midnight. The night before that, we got to bed at 11:30. We stayed up for 2 hours playing Cards Against Humanity. Laughed our fool heads off. I felt like, oh my gosh, I was exhausted after that game. We all laughed so hard. But we've had like 50-degree, 60-degree mornings that we've woken up to. Oh, then it gets to be about 72 during the day. Just perfect. So it was a nice time. And she got a lot of work done. So this here, I'm thinking about, I would like to put this here. I will cut it down the center, or I'll cut a quarter of it like I usually do. I think I'll do that now. And I really like doing this with my stickers. So I put one here on this side, and then I will put the other one over here on this side, okay? Or I could even put them like this. Which would be just lovely as well. So I have those, but I want to put, like I said, I want to put the saying. So that will determine where I put this. I could put that something like that. All right. And then put something like that there. This would be cute if I could put this on top. So maybe I would just cut that down. If I raise it, I'm going to cut the other one. All right, I know I want to get this down here, so I'm going to run a bead of glue get that out of that down one side. This really gets skunked up. Trying not to poke a hole. Oh, there we go. I was going to say I'm trying not to poke a hole in it. So I hope everybody had a really, really nice weekend. Wherever you may be, I hope your weather has been cooperating and you've been able to enjoy friends and family. I feel like summer is finally here, even though we're in the middle of July. It could have come a little bit sooner. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. But we are dry. I looked at my flower beds and I'm like, oh my goodness. So my husband and I went out this morning after everybody left. I wanted to do just a tad, a tad bit of weeding. And he got the hose out and he watered one of my beds. All right, so we have that there, which did help quite a bit. And then I'd really like to put maybe one on top and one on bottom. And I don't know if you can really call this a collage. It's mostly these white pages. I think I'm just trying to decorate and take away that bright white. Our anniversary is coming up the end of July. We'll be married 42 years. Wow, it's a long time. And I'd really like to go somewhere with my husband, but there's always that but. And if we went, we would just go for a short weekend trip. And we should just do it. But I always have my reservations about leaving the busy time, during the busy time of year at work and stuff. So I could do something like this. I could put that over. I think I like this ticket because it's kind of got a little bit of, it brings out the blue. If I raise that, or if I brought this down just a little bit, bring that over, bring that down, then I could bring that down a little bit more, because I would like to add this. Something like this here. And I think I will do that. All right, so I'm going to put that here like that. So that will hold itself in place. This I will peel off. And if you can, what I like to do on these larger stickers, I just peel the bottom a little bit, and then I can place that down. And then I just kind of roll this out like this. And then it doesn't get all crinkly. And then I will just trim this off. I thought about going, I know Pam over at Tattered Paper and Lace, she went to see the Ark, and she really enjoyed it. That's one thing that I've always wanted to do. I'm going to add this. And I thought, well, we could do that because we could drive. But I don't know. I'm not one, I don't know. I always liked to go, you know, on trips. I mean, it's like, okay, just tell me when to pack my bag. But I don't know. I've mixed emotions about traveling now, and I don't know why. And I don't want to be one of those fuddy-duddies that, you know, or I don't do fun things anymore. But you'll have to tell me, you know, if you're watching, if, you know, sometimes you feel like that you don't want to go, or I don't know what's stopping me. But it's not good. It's probably work. It's probably work. I got that little, I like that little butterfly there. I'm just wondering, now there's a little bit of red here. I'm wondering if maybe I should use a little, if we have, I don't think I have a rose-colored one here. That's too pinky. This is the same one. But aren't these cute little butterflies? These are really sweet. And I do not see, said the blind man. I do not see one here that, no. No. I think I'm going to use this dark one here, because I don't want your eye, when somebody's looking at this, just to go wonk right to down at that corner. I kind of would like to have it blend in a little bit better. So I'm going to put this one, if I can get it. Okay, I got it. I'm going to put that down with my... And I think this butterfly goes well with the eyelashes because of the curves. So I think that was a good choice. So there is that page. I think that's a very sweet page. Right there. Okay. All right. That is done. Let us go over to these white pages right here. Speaking of white pages, I was telling my granddaughter the other day, she turned 18 in June, and she didn't live during the era of phone books and white pages. It was pretty funny. I had to laugh because we have in my bedroom, we have a just so you know, I'm going to look for something to put on the back here. Although this, I like this here, but I don't know. I have to put something around it. I want this plain, I believe. So when my girlfriend and her husband came out a couple weeks ago, their daughter came, you know, and son came with them. They had never been here, and I just had to chuckle because in our bedroom, I have an old desktop rotary phone. And, you know, Jimmy was there talking about it, and I said to his daughter, I said, Nina, come here, honey. I go, I want you to look at the phone that I grew up with. And she just looked at it, and I said, it works. I said, why don't you call your mother? Because Linda was down in the house, you know, somewhere else in the house. I said, she'll get a kick out of it. And she was, I don't know what to do with it. I said, pick it up and put it to your ear. And tell me what you hear. And then you should have seen her trying to dial the phone. She would dial, but she wouldn't release it, so it would reel back. She'd do it, and then she would bring it back. And she goes, it's not working. I'm like, honey, and her father's like, you know, you have to remove your finger out of the dial. Oh my Lord. It was hysterical watching her try to maneuver that phone. And then we went on and we told her, you know, the different style phones, and if you had the long cord where you could walk around the corner or you could sit down on the floor. Oh, it was just funny. So if I put that there, and maybe I put this here, that would be kind of cute, wouldn't it? I think I'll do that. I'm going to cut this down here. So I think this is 2.5 by 4. Let's see, this is 2.5 by 4. So I'm going to just do it shy of 2.5. I won't go too shy. And 4, because I would like, I'll go a little bit longer than 4. Because remember, I can take some off, but I can't put it back on. And I'm just going to take I will go right to that 4. All right, let's move this out of here. All right, so this one I'm going to put down. And this one here, I'm going to use my little bit stronger double-sided tape. And then that way, I don't think this will peel off. Oh. I know I irritate some people. I have been told. Yes, I know this tape rips, but I like to cut it because I like to have it come right down to the edge, and I'm not good at ripping it, so you're just going to have to suffer and watch me cut this tape. And you have to remember that it's not about me if I do that. That's okay. All right, so we're going to put this down here. Oh, we have another eyelash page. Okay, but I want to get these done first. It's funny how, you know, when you have these white pages, they really do just stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, so let's do that. And then let me get a paper on this side that is coordinating with that. Kind of like this with the birds. But because there is a line on this side and over, I don't want a line here and over. So let's see what else. Let's see what else I have here. Oh, I have this here. This comes down. That might do. Even though it's white, we still have the black on it. This could be a possibility. I don't know what else I'm going to add to it, so I'm just kind of putting that away. And I have this one here. I would kind of like, though, maybe just to have a plain piece across from it. So I think maybe I might do that. But I might want to use this on another side. This might be fine. I could use something like that and then put something over here. All right, so let's do that. Or the other thing I have is something like this. That could go. All right, let's get her on first. So I do know I want to use this one right here. And I'm going to put her over. I'm not going to put her, I'm not putting her underneath. Even though that might be the way to do it. That's not what I'm going to do. I can hear the thunder outside. Okay, all right, so we have that down. And again, I apologize if there's a glare. So we have that down there. And I think I want to use her because she's all cozy in her coffee. And my daughter-in-law, I didn't realize how much coffee my daughter-in-law drank. Oh my God, we laughed so hard. We're like, Karen, what's up? How many cups are you on now? I'm on cup number 4. But I will tell you this. She drinks almost 2 gallons of water a day. She has to. She's the bodybuilder. She's cute. But I think I like this, where she's just sitting here, relaxing. I'm going to use her. And then maybe I can take one of these and just accent that. That might be kind of cute. And again, I just bring this back a little bit. I have a feeling once I get this down. There. There. Isn't she cute? And then I think I'm going to put that there. And I don't know if I can put... I might put just a little thing up here that says coffee. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit. And I will glue this. Where's my glue? Here's my glue. I have to get a new bottle of this because this is just... Okay, so we're going to put that there. I'm going to let this dry a little bit because that's on that there we go. And I'm going to find something that says coffee, and I'm going to put that right up there. All right, so that is done. I had to take a little break. Where were we here? Come on, Barbie. Okay, there we are. Oh, I went to look for the coffee, didn't I? I'm going to have to come back to that. I went downstairs to look for something that said coffee, and I noticed my dog was having a esophageal spasm. So I started working with her, and I got sidetracked, and I forgot all about the coffee. So I will come back to that. So let's do this side here. So this is where things can get a little interesting because most of these pages, you know, the colors coordinate and they do go together. So I'm going to have to keep neutral tones, blacks, such, you know, like that. So I think I'm going to use this paper here. Over here. I think this would be really pretty to use. So I'm going to trim this down. And we are going to we're going to put this at 4. I can always trim it a little bit more. And I'm going to leave this edge just the way it is. And then I'll rip this a little bit. Looks like I cut something out from here. I think this is from one of Marna's books. So I'm going to put this, I will put this down here. Yeah, I don't know if you dog owners out there and dog lovers, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but every now and then my smaller doodle, little Daisy, she will start licking frantically. You know, the old tongue is going a mile a minute, and she's licking the carpet. She's licking the floor, and she's trying to find anything that she can gather. Now, My vet told me it was because they have an upset stomach. They want to get sick. I don't believe that. Because sometimes I'll give her a couple cookies and I make sure she chews them. She doesn't just swallow them whole. And it straightens it out. Or if I give her a little throat massage, that will straighten it out. Unlike this, why is this? See, I put glue on here, and look at that. Isn't that interesting? So I think she just has throat spasms or esophageal spasms. So like I said, I went down and she was having a really hard, difficult time. And I felt bad for her. So I gave her a little throat massage, and I'm going to add this. And then that didn't work. So then I know salt is not good for dogs, but I gave her these tiny leftover little minuscule pieces of potato chips, and that seemed to work pretty good. And then I tried to take her mind off of it by doing some other things, and then I thought she was fine. I went on the old porch swing and she sat me. I was going to pick my book up and read for a little bit, but no matter how you cut it, I'm going to cover that up, aren't I? And then that, I thought by, relaxing there, that didn't work. So then my husband came in and he goes, "What's going on with little D?" And I'm like, "No, I just can't get her throat calm down." So I put some peanut butter on my finger, let her lick that off. She seems to be okay now. But when I'm done with this, I'm going to go downstairs and read my book and sit with her on the porch. Just have her relax a little bit. Now, I could put this on here, but I don't really want to. I would like to bring that over to have it mirror it. I kind of like it up there like that. So I think I will put that up there. And I'm thinking about a postage stamp, or if I could find a cute little postage stamp. To put on here as well. I like the colors of that so far, how they merge and go together. I like that too. That's really kind of, I do like that. I'm going to set this aside for a minute and let's take a look at some stamps. Let's just see. Too bad I didn't have one of Juan Valdez. Oh, I like that love. Here's one, a horizontal. I kind of like that. That's Netherlands. See, now I'm just kind of pairing up the colors. But wouldn't it be cool if I did have a Colombian one? That would be very cool. And it's a John Muir. John Muir has nothing to do with coffee. All right, there's nothing here. I'm going to set that one aside. Let's look in here. My little stamps from Italy. That's from can't even say it, Czechoslovakia. Italy. Put that up here. Okay. Sorry, folks. Why did I think I just saw something? Oh, that was in gold. Nothing to see here. Brazil. It looks like it's got, I kind of like that. I like the colors in that. I kind of like the colors in that. And I think that might do it. I really like that one. And let me just check my other book here. But I think I'm going to be going to that with that one from Brazil. I really want to do something with these stamps. Okay, I think Brazil wins the prize. All right, that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to put this stamp right here. And I have something else I might be able to add to this that would just, I saw this leaf here, and I might be able to add another little something right here in that same color. All right, so I have these little falling leaves collections, and they come in all different colors. This is a blue. It's a little brighter than I thought, but I did find this one in there that has a little bit, I think maybe the same, a little bit of the same colors, but it's not as green. But I thought this would be really pretty, and I just think this needs a little something to come up and around and just kind of carry that up right there like that. So then we have that one. All right. And then I think I'm going to call it a day. And then I think when we come back, we will do these two here. And I will do, where was the other one? There was one other one. So maybe what I'm going to do is let's do this. Let's at least put the paper on here, on this one. And then when we come back, we will pick up where we left off. Now I want to show you what I might do really quick on this one here. I thought that these would be pretty over here on this, and I don't know if because I think these are digitals and I just love them. I think they're so cute. And then I have these little words that go with them, and I thought maybe I could do maybe a couple pages with these. So if I'm thinking out of the box, I could do something like this. I would kind of like to keep that part of the white there. Add this on. And then I could add one of these words down here. And then maybe I could do a piece of washi tape. So I think I'll do that. We'll do this real quick. I'm hearing sirens. We just had a tremendous rainstorm. And I hope that there wasn't a bad accident on the interstate or something. That always makes me nervous. And we got an Amber Alert this morning. Little girl, 9-year-old girl is missing, and she disappeared one exit away from our exit. And we live in a big tourist town. And she's been missing since, what's today? I think she's been missing since the 16th. Oh. All right, so I'm going to get a piece of, I'm just taking what's on my desktop. I'm not looking. I think this might work really well because we've got the polka dots there. We have the polka dots here. I just want something just to kind of tie it in. And then we can take this and we can put that down there like that. And like I said, these books are for all little things that you like. Little pieces of ephemera that kind of get lost in the shuffle. They sit behind closed doors. They sit behind books with other pieces of ephemera in them. They get lost and you can't enjoy them. So get them out and put them in a book. So when you sit down with your cup of tea or your cup of coffee or another favorite drink, you can take your book out and you can just thumb through it. All right. And then I'm going to put on here Morning Dew because that is something that happens quite often on my property. And it's so pretty to look at in the mornings, especially when the sun hits it a certain way. And it's such a clean look. And I'm going to put that morning dew right there like that. And then if I pick this book up in the middle of the winter, January, I see this morning dew, it will remind me of all the hot, misty summer mornings after the sprinkler's been on and the morning dew. But I think that's a pretty little collage. I think that's very pretty. And then on this side, I'm dying to use this butterfly one here. I think I'm going to use this. I think that'll be pretty with the butterflies going down the side. That will go right there like that. And I'm going to, again, because this is on a crease. Oh, where's my tape? There it is. I'm going to use my tape. This tape here, this Sukwang, if you go back, I have a video on all of my glues and my tapes that I use. You can go back. It's only maybe like 4 videos back. And you could look to see where I get all the links to all of this are in that video. And I can link this video or that video in this video. Because I am asked a lot where they buy. Where should I buy some of this stuff, or where do I find it? Okay. All right, this will be the last page here. With this sweet little bird. With this sweet little bird up here and the butterflies. And then what I could do, if I wanted to, I could just cut a bunch of these out and put them down here. But I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to use that. I could cut one of these out. Would fit in there. I don't want to use that. The other thing I could do, don't want to do that. And this is where it's like you don't want to push or rush anything. You want to make sure that it's going to be all cohesive, and it will go quite nicely together. So I think this side needs something just as large. I've been fooling around with some little pieces, but I think we need to make a larger collage on this side to go with this large piece on this. I think you need to keep it, you know, economy of scale, and make sure that it doesn't look too out of place. So I have this left over from where I cut before, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to add this to this side here. And I think this will work out pretty well. And then we'll call it a day. Okay. So we're going to add this right here. I'm not going to really line it up. I want that to be a little bit over over the sides here, over the edges, you can see. So we're going to put this here like that. And see, already I think it's just going to add some nice, like I said, dimension to it. This here is a leftover piece, and because it's the same shape, that I'm going to put right in the center. So we're going to put that right there. And then this here, I found this purple. I have these are the same type, but they're in a purple mix. So I think I'm going to, I want to curve that. And that's why I like these, because we can curve them up around. And this here actually comes with this digital kit. And I'm thinking about putting that maybe right around here. It just depends on where. I think I'm going to bring this in because I don't want those butterflies covered up. So I'm going to add this on the inside, right about here like this. And that's going to curve right around, which I think that's going to be really, I think it's just going to be really good to put that there. And then we'll put this back down, and this is just a nice little collage of some more little pieces that I like. And I think that has worked out really well. There. And now we will call it a day. Let me just move some of this stuff out of here. Pick it all up later. There. Okay, there we go. Move it out of the way. All right. So there we have that page. And I just think that's really cute. I think it's a pretty little collage. So let's go back. Let's see. I call it the eyelash. So before this, I start working on this. I should have put a little marker in there, because I do like to go back. Well, okay, so we have this one here. We just finished that. And I guess maybe, oh yeah, over here. Oh, Barbie, come on there, girl. I will find it. Right here. Next one. I really like that too. I like all these colors. I like this Faith one here. And then our last one was over here. So we had a nice mixture of colors today. We had our browns and blues accented with some black. We had our, I can be able to find it. Yeah. No, didn't do that. Oh my goodness. Help me. Help me, everybody. Oh, good heavens. Oh, right here. Again, here is some blues, beiges, and blacks. And then we had our purples and lavenders. So while I'm ahead, I'm going to quit. I'm going to just end the video here and say, if you like this video, I would love to have you give me a thumbs up. I just love this little book. And not that I want to finish it, and not that I want to start a new one, but I am anxious and excited to finish it. And I am anxious and excited to start a new book, because I think it will just be so much fun. I just love these. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And remember, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.